Welcome to Music Makers episode 5. Before we start, I'd like to mention one thing I forgot in relation to last week's section. Sorry I omitted this last week, but the talk was recorded and sent before I actually did the singing of the bass part, and that made me realise there's something really tricky here. Basses, please have a look at page 44 from the last bar at the top line. This is built to be difficult. Every step on the words "and his look" or a word he has spoken is a tricky interval, added to which every note you sing has a note clashing with it somewhere else in the harmonies. Just listen to the tune first of all. So that's really quite tricky to do, and I recommend that you particularly look at that section with the videos from last week, because anybody would have trouble singing that. One thing that's helpful in that passage, though, is that your notes, the notes of the bass part, are also in the bass of the accompaniment, but this will need careful preparation. Anyway, on to the section we're supposed to be talking about, which musically is the continuation of the bit we did last week and runs from page 51 at the bottom to page 58. Michael starts playing on the video exactly at the bottom of page 51, not the last bar at the top, which is similar to those bars, so count from the bottom of 51. Here, the first phrase for the sopranos and altos is quite hard to read because of all the F flats, etc. So make sure you check this bit out thoroughly. At the end of the phrase, note a fast dim from FF to P in just 2 fast beats, though again our recording is not as fast as the real thing would be, so as to aid your learning. Gents at the bottom of 55, note that resisted has no staccato on it this time. There's a fast crescendo here. It doesn't say how far to go, but the accompaniment is FF, so we will do the same. On the next page, there are staccatos again in bar 3 for the men and 4 for the ladies. Remember where to put the S, resisted. Not exactly what is written, but it'll sound much slicker. Last bar of 53, men. No breath after pass, but do breathe after may. No breath after world just over the page. Everyone note the difference in dynamics on the dream here. Ladies quieter than the men for a moment. This is to leave room for the soloist to be heard at the end of her phrase. Then another massive crescendo and slow up toward those words again, the dream that was scorned. Then again the motto theme in its loud version, and again a staccato minim, which is a pretty eccentric thing to write. Just write a crotchet for heaven's sake, but anyway, that's what we're going to sing it as. So on the first note at the bottom of 55, it is a crotchet, and again with the consonant after the beat, shakers. Make sure the second syllable of ever is a full 2 beats. Note the tempo change at the last bar of the page. The exact time relationship is not right on the video because of slowing up the faster section, but watch as it is effectively faster. To make sure of being together, we will treat the little grace notes at the end of the next section as a triplet quaver. Bum, pum, pum, 1 and 2 and 3, bum, pum, pum. So they'll be in time with the last triplet in the accompaniment. Also watch in this section as we are speeding up a little. Page 56, tenors breathe after your first dream, but not the second one. Sopranos breathe after dream. Basses no breath here or stagger until after the word yesterday at the top of page 57. And altos, no breath at either comma in the second bar of 57, but breathe after dream. At the third bar of 57, we go back into 4. Actually, we were in 4, delete that. Save me recording the whole thing again. At the bottom of the page, tenors, please breathe after the first 2 appearances of the word scored, where there is a comma. You will need it, as you can see, but not after the third one. Basses breathe after the first scorned, but not the second. Sopranos breathe after pass. Altos, no breath or stagger it in this bit. At the bottom of 58, listen to the B flat in the accompaniment so you can find your note. The chord just before you sing will not help you. And as before, watch out for the strange rhythm on sorrow. For its joy, try again. For its joy or its sorrow, sorrow. The watch out, that's not replicated at the bottom of the page. Basses, be careful with your A at the end of the page. There is a B and a G in the chord to put you off. But of course you're echoing the bass line in the accompaniment of the previous 2 bars, which helps. And again, basses, when you reach the C on sorrow, believe in it. It'll feel very odd against the other parts for a moment there. So that's the end of that section. See you next week.